Without a shadow of a doubt, the dead demon consuming seal is one of the most insane jutsus in Naruto. But unfortunately, it appeared very few times in the anime. This is because this is an S-rank jutsu that can only be used by the strongest ninjas in the series. In other words, very few people had the ability to summon the Reaper. So thinking about this, I decided to bring this video to show you which were all the users of the dead demon consuming seal, which is also known as Shiki Fuujin. And stay until the end, because I'm sure you don't know all the ninjas that use this jutsu. The dead demon consuming seal, or Shiki Fuujin for those closer, is a sealing jutsu created by the Uzumaki that has the ability to summon a Shinigami to seal anything. And yes, it is anything. Be it a soul, a jutsu, a chakra, the person is able to seal anything. To use the powers of this Reaper, it is necessary that the user makes the hand seals to summon a demonic being. And when you summon the Shinigami, your soul is totally possessed by the creature. And an interesting thing is that only the user is able to see the Reaper. Right after that, the Shinigami infuses its whole arm with sealing marks and goes through the stomach of the user's soul, making him feel the pain along with his soul. Even as soon as the Reaper makes contact with the victim automatically becomes able to see the creature. So after all this suffering, the jutsu is ready to be used. Now that the seal is ready, all that is needed is for the Shinigami's arm to grab the victim's soul, causing his body to instantly lose control. From this moment on, a tug-of-war begins between the user and the victim to see who fares better. If the user wins this battle, he can seal the victim's entire soul in his body or in another receptacle. If the victim's strength is greater, the user will be able to extract only some parts of the victim's chakra or body. After the sealing is performed, a mark appears on the stomach of the summoner, and then the Reaper devours his soul, along with everything he sealed inside his body, causing them to be trapped in his belly. It's important to mention that all souls that are sealed inside the Shinigami's stomach will not be able to enter the Pure Land, which is the place where the souls of the dead reside after their demise. Okay, now that we've recapped everything about this jutsu, come with me as I introduce all the users of this jutsu. Uzumaki Clan. Whenever the dead demon consuming seal was shown, it is mentioned that the Uzumaki were the ones responsible for developing this technique. Unfortunately, we have not been shown any Uzumaki using this technique over the course of the anime. However, it is safe to say that many members of the Uzumaki clan were capable of summoning the demon, as the Uzumaki clan was so feared by the neighboring nations that they had to band together to wipe out the Uzumaki, as they were afraid of what they could do. Because of this, we can assume that many of the members of the Uzumaki clan were able to summon the devil, because if they didn't have the ability to do jutsu like these, there would be no reason for them to be feared. Minato Namikaze. Moving on now to a guy who really demonstrated this jutsu, which was Minato. Minato has always been a ninja known for his incredible speed. However, Minato had a very powerful card up his sleeve as the Shiki Fuujin jutsu that gives him the ability to seal any creature within himself. At a certain moment, Konoha was attacked by a masked man who invoked the 9 tails in the middle of the village, and to defeat this creature, the yondaime found only one way to defeat the fox, using the dead demon consuming seal. Minato summoned the Shinigami, and first extracted 50% of the fox's chakra and sealed it inside. Then he sealed the rest of the fox's chakra into his son, who was still just a child. He did this because he was aware that a great battle was coming, and so in order for one to be up to a battle like this, Minato sealed the Kurama chakra into his son with the hope that one day, his son would control the powers of the beast and would win this dreaded battle. In the end, Minato died and had his soul taken by the demon. However, he fulfilled his duty as Hokage and saved the village. Hiruzen Saruboi. Like Minato, old Saruboi was also capable of using the dead demon consuming seal. We don't know for sure when and from whom he learned this jutsu. However, it is likely that he had mastered this technique even before Minato died. Because as soon as Minato started doing the jutsu seals, Hiruzen immediately realized which jutsu the yondaime was doing. Then, during the Chunin exam, Orochimaru, along with the Sand Village, made a surprise invasion of the Leaf Village and immediately attacked the third Hokage. And to make matters worse, Orochimaru revived the first and second Hokage through Edo Tensei to help him in the fight. Because of all this, the only way Hiruzen could defeat all three was to use the dead demon consuming seal. To seal all three at once, Hiruzen created two clones that grabbed the souls of the first and second Hokage. His main body, meanwhile, went on a quest to steal Orochimaru's soul, but since Hiruzen was tired after all that battle, he ended up not being able to seal all of Orochimaru's soul into himself. The only thing he managed was to seal Orochimaru's arms and jutsu. And this was of great help to the world, because without this sacrifice by Hiruzen, Orochimaru would have his arms back and it would be much easier to achieve his wishes. Orochimaru. Unlike the other characters presented, Orochimaru did not get to seal any souls as a Reaper. In fact, he did the opposite of that. For since the third Hokage had sealed his arms and ninjutsus inside the Shinigami, Orochimaru invoked the Shinigami to recover the ninjutsus he had lost. But to be able to summon him, it was necessary for him to use a mask unique to the Uzumakis to undo the sealing that Hiruzen had done. Then, to undo the seal, he makes a cut in the Shinigami's abdomen for the souls to exit the being. We were not shown any scenes of Orochimaru sealing any souls with the Reaper, however, since he was able to do all of this, it is very likely that he would also be able to do seals through the Reaper. By the way, we're talking about Orochimaru, of course we won't doubt him. Kabuto. At no point was anything mentioned about Kabuto having the ability to use Shiki Fuujin. However, Kabuto was a guy who lived in Orochimaru's lair, and for this reason, he learned several amazing things about the ninja world, including Edo Tensei. So since Kabuto was able to master Edo Tensei masterfully just by being around Orochimaru, it is very likely that he learned how to summon Shinigami at some point with Orochimaru. Ashina Uzumaki. For those who don't know, Ashina was one of the strongest Uzumakis in history. Because he was the clan leader at the time Hashirama established a union with the Uzumaki. So for the fact that Ashina was the clan leader at such an important time, then surely he was capable of using the dead demon consuming seal. Kushina Uzumaki. It is also very difficult to say whether Kushina had the ability to summon the Reaper. However, due to the fact that she is an Uzumaki, it is likely that she learned this jutsu at some point. I say this because at the time Minato learned the Shiki Fuujin, there were few Uzumakis alive in the world, because they had already gone through their massacre. And one of the only Uzumakis he had contact with was Kushina, and to learn this jutsu, he obviously had to have some Uzumaki to help him with it. So since the only person he had contact with this clan was Kushina, then we can say that Minato learned this jutsu from her. It's been said that Minato learned jutsu from Kushina, so there's a possibility that she taught Shiki Fuujin to Minato. However, it has never been confirmed. I'm just connecting the dots for the most obvious way. Now that we've talked so much about sealing, how about you activate your sealing jutsu on the subscribe button? You better not miss this opportunity to contribute to the channel and show that you are a true Naruto fan. On the screen is playing two videos, one of them is how each Jinchuriki died, the other about the feared ninjas that were not revived by Edo Tensei. Check out both videos that you will like. See you in these two videos.